All right, I'm in here doing this again. This is Studversations with Carla. Hello. I don't own the rights to the video, to the music, if you hear any, but I'm doing this again because I keep messing up something. But this is Studversations with Carla, straightforward, thought-provoking, uninhibited dialogue where we talk about any and everything whenever we talk about it. So today I want to talk about this Bishop Lamor Whitehead out of New York who was robbed, and folk who have laughed and looked at it and said that it seemed to have been phony. Something about it wasn't right. Somebody said something in the milk ain't clean. But what I found was a video that showed the beginning of it that they haven't really allowed us to really hear what the beginning was. And there was something that he said right when he was ministering, right when he was preaching to me that made it seem like it was a part of the sermon. Not that it was a fake robbery in that sense, but that it was a part of the sermon. So just to kind of put light on it, and just to let you know, on YouTube, if you press those three dots right there, you can get the full transcript so you can read exactly what they say. So I do have that up. But let's go into what he said. And then there's some other things I want to point out that made it appear legitimately like it was a part of his sermon. So check this out.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through?
Did you hear what he said? Listen to it one more time. This is what they're not letting us really hear. Check this out.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through?
How many of you lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you're about to go through? And then as soon as he said that, listen.
Yo, yo. All right.
As soon as he said that, that's when the robbery started, right? So if you are in his congregation, now I don't know, I haven't watched any of his videos, so I don't know how often he does this animated type thing. If he does that at all, I don't know. But based on this, and he's preaching that, and then something starts to happen. Who's thinking? Who's thinking? Oh, look at hell. Here you go. Here he goes. This is my preacher. This is my preacher. This is my bishop right here. However, no. What if nobody knew it was a robbery? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to go with what is being said in the scripture in church, not the scripture, but in church, in out of his mouth. I'm just going with that. Okay, that's where we're gonna go. But then when he goes down, this is another thing that made me think that it was a part of the actual situation of the sermon, not the situation.
All right.
Now, as the camera pans over towards this guy on the left, look at how chill, comfortable he is in this space, right? No flinch. Even as you hear the robbers go by and say, nobody, something, everybody down, nobody move, or something, whatever he said, this guy did nothing. Did you see that? He did not move. He hasn't moved. Look at it. Check this out. He's still chill. Nobody moved. He's not moving. He's really, but he has no facial expression like he's surprised. He's like looking to see, okay, all right, look. Because he looked back to see what else was going on. So I don't know what they're doing in the congregation, but he hasn't flinched, made a facial expression of surprise, intimidation, timidity, or anything. He's not timid. He's not scared. He doesn't look like anything other than, hey, I'm looking at the bishop do his thing. That's what I'm looking at, right? Check that out. He's just calm. This dude is chill. This dude is calm. Why would you not think it's a part of the sermon? How relaxed. Even at this spot when the guy drops it, hey, he fumbled. But there is no expression of anything at all. In this first minute, you don't see anything him moving at all. All of that going on. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm just saying what people have said that it was fake. I can understand, but I'm also looking at it. It could be a part of his sermon. He's animated, right? Not this guy, but the preacher. He's watching him take everything. That's the part. He's looking out. It's not until And now he's chill. Like it's a whole minute, 19 seconds right now. This is going on, and he is relaxed. Like, oh, yo, they are really doing this sermon thing right. Now, maybe he's starting to look a little questionable now. His head moved a little bit. And it's not until this piece, no, not even that. Look, he's still cool. Now, the movement is right here that he looks, now his head gets a little more swift. Now it looks more like, okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. And he takes out his phone. I don't know if he's about to call 911 or what, but that's the only time that now that it seemed like there was something, right? And that's just me looking from my vantage point. Straightforward, thought provoking, uninhibited dialogue. That's Studversations. This is Carla. Just in case you just now joining, you'll know exactly what this is. This is Studversations with Carla, where we talk about any and everything. And today we're talking about Bishop Whitehead and how people are saying that this was possibly staged. But I was just trying to show how it could look like that, not be that, based on the way ministers minister these days. They have things happen. So as soon as he said, in the beginning of the sermon, when he said that people go through, have lost their faith because you saw somebody else die, about what you're about to go through, and then robbery. They could think this is part of it, but we lived. And other people have gone into churches and shot and done stuff, and people have died. So who wouldn't think? Why wouldn't this? I mean, how couldn't it be a part of a sermon? Just to come show and to show you came out of it, right? Now, given that nobody was hurt, and the preacher is now on this press circuit. Now he's saying what I just said as far as he's glad nobody got hurt and all of that, which then would still make people think, okay, so he had some goons because he's doing this press circuit and it's like he's trying to get, um, what's that platform, his numbers up and get his church onto something and get his name out there even more. People think that he had somebody come in because they knew specifically to go down into his robe and get a necklace that was under there. It could have been an inside job, or he had it set up. So there are different things inside of that that could make you question, make people question. And that's legit. That's a legit question. But even inside of this, if it was a part of the sermon, even to have it come back and say, oh, he did such a wonderful job. They looked like they robbed him, they left and all that. And he ran out. This could be a whole story, but it turns tragic when the people have post-traumatic stress because they didn't know, and it's a real thing. But he's now out there on the press circuit talking about himself, building himself up, talking something about the church, but he's saying he wants to get shine on his church. He said that. He wanted this to be about my church, to get some look on my church. And everybody's calling, they talking junk, but nobody's giving my church anything. What do you want them to give you? If you got $400,000 worth of jury, who you want to give you what? What do you want anybody to give your church if you're the bishop and you got this much things going on? So Bishop, you gotta look at it like everybody else look at it, man. If you got $400,000 just in jury, ain't nobody need to give you nothing. I'm just saying. That's what I'm just saying. Anyway, I just wanted to put light once again on it. Could have been a part of that, but you can kind of see how folk can take it to another level based on him getting all of this, accolades. And then he had a press conference to talk about it. Like he won't let it go. And then he put the 50,000 up to have somebody. And then he said he went and chased them. And how would you know where to go if you didn't see them leave and all that kind of stuff? So there's a lot of things in that can go either way. But I just want to talk about it just because I like talking about stuff. This is Studversations with Carla. Hit me up, studversations@gmail.com. You thinking about Cash Apping me? I've never done that before. But if you want to, it's CSmooth70. It's hashtag CSmooth, CSMOOOTH70. I don't know. Anybody gonna do that. But anyway, if you have anything you want to talk about, let's talk about it. All right. Peace and blessings, yo.